Just moments away from the men's 1500 meters. The official results from the women's 1500 now in. Annette Peters, the winner. Elisa Hill was second. And Gina Procaccio moved up for third. Now for the men. Nordy Morsely with a world record set in 1992. Sydney Marie, the American mark, 1985.
And it's a very large field. 14 athletes in the field. The favorite, Jim Spivey, the great veteran at age 34. I was talking to him yesterday, and he has a lot more gray hair than the last time I spoke with him. And with 14 people in the field, tactics are going to become all important. Olympics, and there you see right away some pushing, shoving, and tripping. Olympics never have more than 10. And this is just a herd of runners heading down the backstretch. Bob Lesko now in the lead. He was one of a bunch of runners involved in a fall in one of the semifinal races. He was put into the final in spite of the fact that he did not finish the semifinal. And they got to hope that somebody takes the pace out, because if it's slow, all 14 guys will be in the race the whole way, which will also make your job a lot harder, Craig.
And also some pushing and shoving, no doubt, towards the end. Bob Lesko, Rick Wemple, Mark Daly going 1 through 3.
Lesko and Wemple teammates at Yale University in the past. Part of a whole group of athletes training under Frank Gagliano at Georgetown University now. They call themselves the Enclave, as they've gone through in 60 seconds. So it's not a fast pace, and that is the reason that everybody's still in it. A whole group of runners from this race trained together in Washington. Rich Canaz in this race. Bill Burke is in this race. Wemple and Lesko we've seen, and Mark Sivieri from Georgetown in the race. Steve Holman, second place in the Olympic trials last year, is injured and is not in this race. He also trains with that group. They call themselves the Enclave.
Well, they have a little over 2 laps to go. Let's now go to Carol Lewis for an update on the women's 1500. Carol.
Yes. I tell you, down here, it's been, that last race was very exciting, and Elisa Hill collapsed after the race, and of course Susie Hamilton was trying to get right down there, and she collapsed after the race at the line, in fact, and ended up 4th place. So
they both have been attended to. I believe they've just had exhaustion. They're over in the tent right now. But we're talking about the men's 1500 meters. Bob Lesko, Rick Wemple right there. Mark Daly. That's Carlton Jones, the tall one in the orange top, on the outside trying to make a move. And here comes Eric Netto.
2:04.81, an extremely slow pace now, as the experienced veterans start moving towards the front. Jim Spivey on the inside. Bill Burke, I call him an experienced veteran only because he's the guy who doesn't mind leading. He's 24 years old. He just finished his first year at the University of Virginia Law School. And now Terrence Harrington, number 717, moves up towards the front. These are the guys with the most international experience in the race. And it's going to be a 1-lap sprint now. An early preview of the 400 meters, because no one is tired at this point. The pace is so slow that everybody's fresh.
And Jim Spivey with the lead over Bill Burke. Terrence Harrington, Carlton Jones coming up, Rich Kenna.
This is just how Spivey ran to win the Olympic trials last year. He wound it up from a long way out. That's also the kind of running that Bill Burke likes to do. But now Louis Quintana moves into 2nd place. Burke is in 3rd, and watch the big move of Terrence Harrington. He's the best kicker in this field.
And coming on the outside is Mark Daly, way wide. But Terrence Harrington looks like he's in a position to take the lead.
Bill Burke fights by. Burke fights by. Daly gets 2nd, and Spivey holds on for 3rd. Bill Burke, he told me his favorite course in law school is constitutional law.
Well, as you mentioned, it's anybody's race going down the stretch.
Bill Burke, known for having good speed from way out, but not great finishing kick speed, winds it up in the home stretch and sprints by Spivey. Then it's a question of who else is going to make the team. Daly came all the way on the outside to catch Spivey at the line. Spivey holds on for 3rd. Harrington leads for fourth. Quintana made a big move on the backstretch and looked like he was definitely on the team, and then he faded. Burke is the one with the big sprint in the home stretch. Bill Burke, who's from Burke, Virginia, the first Ivy League athlete ever to break 4 minutes in the mile indoors. He did that at Princeton.
And he found a good opening and won the race. He's with Carol Lewis. Carol.
Bill, it looked like you guys lined up at the 100-meter mark and ran in for the tape, and you ended up the winner.
That's the way it worked out. I got an opening and I went for it. Kind of surprised, but I'm in good shape, so I thought I'd be a contender.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And you know, Craig, it takes 3:36.5 to qualify for the World Championships. Only Spivey in that race has done that, so Bill Burke still has to meet that qualifying time.
We'll have more from the USA Mobile Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon. Eugene Skinner established the town as a pioneer settlement in 1846. A wonderful view of downtown Eugene from Skinner Butte, just north of the city. Final results now, official results of the men's 1,500 meters. Bill Burke with a victory. Jim Spivey was third, but Spivey, as you mentioned earlier, Craig, has the only qualifying time for the World Championships.
Well, Burke and Daly will go over to Europe and try to get in a fast race where they can run a 3:36.5.
In the long jump, Mike Powell the one to beat, but Eric Walden went over 27 feet in qualifying. He's looked good.
And here we see Walder in the 6th round. He jumped 27.9 1/4 in the first round. He's trying to pass Mike Powell. Powell leading the event at this point, 27.10 1/4. Walder, the NCAA champion. And he reaches out there, but it doesn't look far enough. 8 meters 22, 26.11 3/4. Walder's had a hamstring injury all season, which he says has held him back more mentally than physically. He's also a great triple jumper, and he trains with Mike Conley, the triple jump champion. And watch Walder stretch out into the pit, but just not far enough. He'll finish second with his 27.9 1/4. 26.11 3/4 on his 6th and final jump. Now here's Powell in his 6th and final jump. Powell the leader at 27.10 1/4. Nobody can pass him now. And that looks better for Powell. He's not thrilled with it. I think he wanted to go out to 29 feet today. It's a legal jump. You see the white flag go up, 2.2 meters per second wind, so it wouldn't have counted for record purposes. But watch Mike Powell. He just before the board, tremendous arc to his takeoff. And he jumps 8 meters 53, 28 feet for Mike Powell. He says he's going to jump 29 feet this season and maybe 30 feet this season, but he wins the competition with 28 feet. Joe Green finishes third, 27 feet 4 inches. Green, the bronze medalist from the Olympic Games. Powell, the silver medalist from the Olympic Games. Walder, the newcomer.
In the men's shot, Randy Barnes is back, and he is focusing on his future. He is not dwelling on his past.
Some people call him the Andre Agassi of track and field. 26-year-old Randy Barnes from Charleston, West Virginia. He's the world record holder in the event at 75.10 1/4. Here he is in the 2nd round of the shot put, throwing at 69 feet 9 3/4 inches. That was a winning performance for Barnes. The shot put requires strength, that's obvious, but you also need to be quick and agile. Watch this view. The spin requires you to glide like a cat across the ring. Barnes just back from a 2-year drug suspension that kept him out of the 91 World Championships and 92 Olympics. He tried football, but he's back to track and will go to Stuttgart for the World Championships. His winning throw, 69.9 3/4. Mike Stoltz, the Olympic champion, finishes second. Kevin Toth in third. It came down to the last straightaway in the steeplechase as Mark Krogan, the Olympian on the right, was out-sprinted by Mark Davis. Davis, a former NCAA 5,000 meter champion, wins the steeplechase. And in the 10,000 meters, 24-year-old Todd Williams returns to the track where he helped Tennessee win the NCAA championships in 1991 and takes the 10,000 ahead of Dan Nelson and Steve Placencia.
Up next, Sandra Farmer-Patrick wearing what she calls her showgirl outfit, out to show her form in the women's 400-meter hurdles. Welcome back to the USA Track and Field Mobile Championships from Eugene, Oregon, here on US Olympic Gold. The finals of the women's 400-meter hurdles were Friday evening. And here's how we called the race. The world record set in 1986 by Marina Stepanova. Sandra Farmer-Patrick set the American record in 1989. She won the silver medal in Barcelona. She has the fastest time in the world this year. And looking very fashionable. She is obviously the favorite here today, Craig.
Well, Craig, competing for the Giorgio Armani Track Club, or is it the Yves Saint Laurent Track Club? You know, she says that these outfits that she puts together and her makeup and all, it takes the pressure off. She thinks about how she's going to dress. She doesn't worry about her race, and she's been very relaxed. Keep your eyes on lane 3, Tanja Buford. She was an Olympic semifinalist. Kem Batten, who will be just ahead of Sandra Farmer-Patrick, finished in that terrible spot, 4th place in the Olympic trials last June. She has a lot to prove. And the bronze medals from the Olympics is out in lane 6, Janine Vickers.
Top 3 go to the World Championships later this summer in Stuttgart, Germany.
Sandra Farmer-Patrick has been dominant in the early rounds here. She seems so relaxed, unlike last year where she was hurt early in the season. Things have gone well for her in 1993. And she's out quickly, Craig.
Definitely making up the stagger early is Sandra Farmer-Patrick in lane 4.
And you see her, the first one over the hurdles. It's easy to follow this event. Watch who goes over the hurdles first. And that's Kem Batten. She's made up the stagger on, really the one you think would be her greatest competition here.
Sandra Farmer-Patrick extending her lead as they're going around the turn.
She calls herself the fastest ugly hurdler in the world. She doesn't think much of her form, but right now she's dominating the field.
Kem Batten moving up into second right now in lane number 5, but it is Sandra Farmer-Patrick from start to finish. Kem Batten fighting for position along with Tanja Buford in lane 3. Those 3 will go to the World Championship.
Outstanding time, unofficially 53.96, the fastest in the world this year. And that's a tremendous run for Sandra Farmer-Patrick. All 3 women who made the team ran very, very well. And it was such an even race for her. No problems, in control the entire way around. And you know, she always said if she could come into a championship without having had injury problems, she could do really well. And she was just so good all the way around. She says she's an ugly hurdler. I think she was in control the whole way, a little high over that last barrier. And then her characteristic strong run to the finish line. On the right, Tanja Buford gets up for 3rd place. Kem Batten on the left gets 2nd, and that makes up for her big disappointment last year when she didn't make it to the Olympics.
And Carol Lewis is with our winner. Carol.
Sandra, we had lunch today, and your coach, you kept telling your coach not to put pressure on you to go under 54 seconds. You've done it today.
Yes, I did. I wanted to interview with you, Carol, so I just thought I better do that. And also, my coach, Hank Kreinoff, he would have killed me if I didn't break 54 seconds. So I think I barely nipped underneath it.
Well, in 91, you didn't do too well at the World Championships. 92, you were 2nd. Is it finally time for Sandra Farmer-Patrick to be the bride?
I think it is. I've had a lot of changes with my coach and management, and all of them are positive things right now. So I just thank the Lord for this victory, and I think he will lead me to the World Championship gold medalist this summer.
This will be the 4th World Championship for Sandra Farmer-Patrick. She competed for her native Jamaica in 1983 and 87. Her American teammates this time, Kem Batten and Tanja Buford. Sandra 400, he is on lane 3.
He's a great 400-meter runner, but he says he's not sure how he's going to react to running 3 different rounds of the 400. Here's Watts, the Olympic champion. This race is like a boxing match. The way they introduced it, it almost should be on pay-per-view.
Quiet for the start, please.
That triple cast didn't work last year. Keep it on U.S. Olympic gold.
Watch out for Valman in lane 4. He's a great opportunist. If the others falter in the home stretch, he's a fast finisher.
An outstanding field in the men's 400 meters, and off they go. Butch Reynolds in lane 5 with a great start.
Reynolds runs best when he goes out quickly, and Quincy Watts in lane 7 is going out quickly. He's looking like the Quincy Watts of last year.
Quincy Watts making up the staggering Antonio Pettigrew already in lane 8. That's Watts in 7, Reynolds in 5.
There's Watts on the left of the screen. If they're going to beat him, he's going to make him pay for it. Reynolds chasing, but look at Michael Johnson now. A big move around this turn for Johnson.
Michael Johnson, lane 3, has the lead as they come into the home stretch. Here comes Reynolds in 5. Here comes Watts in 7. But Michael Johnson holding on. A tremendous run by Michael Johnson.
43.74. A personal best for Michael Johnson. He joins the group under the 44-second barrier.
4th fastest time in history for Michael Johnson.
And the fastest ever in the United States. You can see him on the inside. He was lagging a bit in the early going, but he made a tremendous run around this turn. And really, the race was over at that point. I think the others had to be stunned by that. His 100 meters from 200 to 300 was just remarkable. He faltered in the last 50 meters, but nobody was close. The rest were running for second. Reynolds in second at this point. Valman in the blue on the inside, trying to beat Quincy Watts. Watts holds on for third. Valman will again be on the relay.
Michael Johnson with a tremendous run. We'll be back with more from the USA Mobile Track and Field Championships, where Michael Johnson has dominated the field in the men's 400 meters.
U.S. Olympic Gold has been brought to you by Burger King, where you always get great tasting food your way, right away. I love this place.
A look at venerable Hayward Field. As you look at the overhang, the grandstands looking a bit like Wrigley Field. Michael Johnson, some question the 400 instead of the 200, but he shows that he knows how to run the 400 out of lane 3.
And Quincy Watts running into lane 6 as he comes to the finish line. They'll have to go to the judges on that one.
Well, let's go to Carol Lewis. Carol?
Michael, I think everybody was watching Quincy Watts, but at the end, it was Michael Johnson in lane 3, 43.74.
That's a PR for me. I'm very happy to do that after running the rounds. I think a lot of people doubted whether I can make it through the rounds. That's a was the man in 93. There's a lot of talk about what everyone's done the years before, but this is 93 and it's a new year.
Butch Reynolds, it's going to be your first time in a major world championship since the '88 Olympics. How do you feel?
I feel good. I think having Michael here in the 400 is an added to our event. And we're going to race again in Stuttgart, and we'll see who the man going to be.
Well, I think we might have a 1-2 here in Stuttgart, again for the men's United States 400-meter team. Congratulations, guys.
Well, Butch Reynolds set the world record in 1988, but he has a new rival in 1993 by the name of Michael Johnson, 4th fastest ever. So for Carol Lewis and Craig Masback, I am Craig Sager. Thanks for being with us for the USA Mobile National Championships in Eugene, Oregon. Let's go to Atlanta, Georgia.
Thanks, Craig.
ABC Sports.